bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, 21st day of March, 2017. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday wherever you are. We're going to move quickly today. The show will only last 1 hour as opposed to our normal 2-hour format. And the reason being, as you know, on Tuesday afternoons, Michael does a webinar for whoever happens to be on our free trial so that they can get a really good look at what goes on behind the curtain, behind the closed door meetings that we have on Thursday night. The additional trade setups that we teach but that we don't use in front of civilians in the live trading room each and every day. We take great pride in the fact, and that's, I don't mean that in a proud way, but we take great pride in the fact that we have one trade setup that we have been able to successfully use for 4+ years in our live training room without changing an indicator, a time frame, nothing. And we use that one setup and that one set of indicators and that one time frame to trade everything you see on my screen. The S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ, soybeans, crude oil, gold, you name it. If it's a futures market, we can trade it, okay? And all you have to do is take the trial to see us use the one setup. But today, during the webinar, Michael is going to show you what we refer to as the partner trades, and he'll get into that a little more when he comes on. In fact, we're going to go straight away to him so that he can get prepared and get ready for the webinar. And when I come back, I'll have the numbers for today. I'll give you the headlines that you need, and we'll cover the movement in the market today. My golly, we got movement. The S&P got up out of bed and went to work with the rest of us. So that's comforting. Now, if you can't see the chart I have up, you need to go to our homepage at cfrn.net, and on the right-hand side of the page, click the big microphone. When you get to the next screen, click where it says Watch Live Now. Fill that out, and you'll be good to go through the end of the month. I realize that's only 9 days or so, but you only have to register. My point is you only register once each month. After that, you join the show every day with one-click access. It's your VIP pass. So, we're going to take you behind the rope, behind the curtain today at 1:15. Each and every one of you is invited to join us, whether you're a partner or not, whether you're on a trial or not. And we've got a room full. So we're going to have a great time. I look forward to seeing you there. But again, the radio show will end today promptly at 1, so that I myself, I will not be presenting today, but I will be sitting in the back of the room, just, keeping an eye on things. Security. I'm running security today. I got my mace and my flashlight. So, Michael, take it away.
All right. Let me get it.
If you're ready. If you're not, I can.
I'm good. I got it.
And I can see your charts, so I'm going to hit mute on my end.
Okey-doke. Here we go. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. And we just had a short here at 53.76 on the NQ. That doesn't count toward the totals, but I'm going to lock in 8 ticks on that right now. Hang on. Yeah. I'm just gonna, I'll put a target here at 12, and we'll see which one hits first. Okay, 12 just hit. 12 is at 73. All right, so here we are. If you have not taken a free trial with us, today is Tuesday, the 21st day of March, 2017. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the home page at CFRN.net and scroll down to where it says free 5-day trial and click on that. Then where it says start free trial, no credit card required, click on that. Then fill out this form right here. Okay, it's got 4 slots in it. Fill out that, hit the submit button. Once you do that, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click the confirmation link, you don't get the trial. You got to do that for us to know that you took the trial. Okay. Recap. This is our spreadsheet. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Okay, they're all down there. You got to read them all. Today is the 21st of March. Today in the euro, made 4 ticks. In crude, 22. In gold, 2. And in the NQ, we lost 2. Okay, today it took us 32 minutes and 3 opportunities to get to 110, and we took a total of 11. So on the month now, our gross monthly profit is 22.36 1/4. That's over 15 days, averaging 149 per day. If you were to have taken all 134 trades exactly as I did, with an $8 commission, your net profit would be 11.64 1/4. With a $5 commission, your net profit would be 15.66 1/4. Okay. Our annual total so far, 87.81.25. That's with 1 contract over 53 days, averaging 165 per day. Okay. Again, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to go down to the bottom and read the risk disclosures. Okay. Now, the short that I was just in on the NQ was from up here at 76. Right here at 76. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's start out with the gold. It looks like I forgot to highlight the gold that we did do. Once we did do one. It was 2 ticks profit. Where the heck was that? I think it was right here. Right at the very end. All right. So in gold today, the market had a huge run up in gold. You see? Huge run up in gold. But it was all in the pre-market. Once the markets opened up here at 9:30, it still kept going up. We missed a trade there. We missed a trade there. And we took the one right here for 2 ticks profit. Since then, there hasn't been anything that you could do. The cycle was not in agreement. Okay. On the euro, we had break even, +4, and break even. That was our morning on the euro. So we ended with +4. You see the cycle ended up resetting here, going up really steep. We didn't get any long trades, then it came back down. And this was during the break. There was a bounce off the BBC right there. And then nothing in here. And it hasn't put in a higher swing. So it was just the one bounce off the BBC during the break. Okay, that was the euro. Now crude oil. With crude, we had this one right here. This is where we got the goal for the day. This was 11 ticks right there. We missed that one. We missed that one. We got 1 tick on that, putting us at +12, then 5 on that, putting us at +17. We missed that one. And we got 5 on that, putting us at +22. Okay, I don't know what happened right in here, but well, something happened, but we didn't get a trade set up in there. Okay, so there was nothing we could do for that. We did miss that one, and that was pretty much it for the crude for the day. All right, so we were +22 on crude, and on the NQ, wow. Okay. Look at all this movement on the NQ, and we are -2. We missed one right there on the NQ, and there had to have been something in here. Yeah, we missed a short there on the NQ, and then there, and there, and there. We missed all this stuff on the NQ today. Okay, now you got to watch the cycle down here. Okay, so we missed one there, and we missed one there, and there. I'm guessing the ES was going into a zone or something here. We finally took one over here and we stopped out. Then we took one here and we got 6 ticks back. Okay, so this was -8, this was +6. Then we missed that. Excuse me. Yeah, then it just started moving a lot here during the during the last few minutes of the room. And during the break, it was just the one that I took from 76. There were more trades than that during the break, like a bunch of them right in here moving up, but the only one that I had was from right over here at 76. And we had good divergence down here. Okay, there was also a short right here for that leg down, short right there for that leg down, a long here for that leg up, another long here for that leg up, another long there for that leg up. And that was it on the NQ. We ended up with -2. -2. Let me go see if we have any questions. Alex, can you take a look at the, yeah, okay, just a minute. Okay. Let me finish with the ES. I did highlight some areas on the ES this morning because the ES had a ton of movement today. I don't know. I'll get into the markets. You know, there's no news events. I was really expecting a dry day, but there was a shorting opportunity there and there and there on the ES. And during the break, a long opportunity right there, and now a short from right there. Okay, and Alex wants to look at the 6E at 3 a.m. And here it is. Okay, at 3, there was a long for that leg up. And you might have taken that right there. If it's a close, let me just blow it up so I can see it over there. Yeah, there's nothing there. You couldn't have done that. So you really had just the one trade from 3. It would have been a long right here for this leg up. Okay. then the cycle went down too steep. And that was it. That was our day today. Okay. So if you're going to look at this spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down here at the bottom. And today, +4 on the euro, +22 on crude, +2 on gold, and -2 on the NQ. That comes out to 255 gross. Okay. 32 minutes and 3 opportunities to get to the goal for the day, and 11 opportunities we're taking advantage of today. So the gross monthly profit, 22.36 and a quarter over 15 days, averaging 149 per day. Okay. On the year, 87.81 and a quarter. That's over 53 days, averaging 165 per day. That's that. Again, if you're going to look at the spreadsheet, you got to read the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. They're all right down here. Okay. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the home page at CFRN.net and scroll down to where it says free 5-day trial and click on that. Then where it says start free trial, click on that. Then fill in these 4 boxes and hit the submit button. Once you do that, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click the confirmation link, you will not get a free trial. All right, you must click that confirmation link. All right, and that's it. That is it. With that, Dwayne, if you are there, you can pull it back out.
Okay, now it's important to know, guys, that when you sign up for the trial, that there's a robot sending out that confirmation email, and your computer, if it was built in this century, can detect that it's being sent by a robot, and so it may send it to, if you're on Gmail, it could go to the promotions folder. If you're on Microsoft Live, it will potentially go to the all mail folder. I was working with a guy yesterday, and we were trying to figure out where his emails were going because I knew we were sending them, and we opened the all mail folder, and man, stuff is just spilling out. You know, it's kind of like when you open your garage door and all this stuff comes, or your storage shed, you crack open the door. You haven't been there in 10 years, just paying the bills. Stuff falls on top of you. Anyway, that's how it was. So, depending upon who you're, in fact, you know what I'll do is typically on Thursday nights, when we have our partners meeting, I send out how to whitelist email for practically every known email carrier in the world. I'll post that on the blog later today, emini.cfrn.net. Okay, so this afternoon after the webinar with Michael and all that, I'll get it done sometime between now and the show tomorrow. And you can find your email provider, follow the steps, and then you'll get everything we send you. Okay? All right. Because there's nothing worse, I know, than you wake up, you're ready to go, you know, you got your fresh new shower gel, you're smelling good, you combed your hair, you brushed your teeth, you can't get in the room. It's maddening. In fact, everyone in the audience should write this down. It's a telephone number. Use pen and paper. 1-800-263-6317. If you have the link and if you have the correct password and you can't get into any of our webinars, whether it's the webinar portion of the radio show or the live trading room or even the webinar we're doing this afternoon, that's the toll-free customer service number to GoToWebinar. They can fix your problem, and their motto is they'll stay on the phone with you until they get it fixed, if it can be fixed. So hang on to that number. You're bound to need it at some point in your trading career, as long as you're hanging out with us, because we use the heck out of GoToWebinar. They should buy commercials on this station. Speaking of commercials, one of the first interviews I did way back in the early days of CFRN, maybe 2006, was Craig Smith, the CEO and founder of Swiss America. It's been over a decade since we spoke. I sent him an invitation this morning to join us one day later this week if he has a few minutes, and hopefully he will. Swiss America sells gold bullion, coins, etc. But he also is a bit of a pundit, and he's got a lot of opinions, and we had an interesting conversation a decade ago. He's written several books since then. I have no doubt we'll have an interesting conversation this time if he's able to make it. Michael, before you take off, recap of the recap.
It was 32 minutes, 3 trades, and 110.
32 minutes, 3 trades. Now, it took longer yesterday, huh?
It did. Yesterday was 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And 7 trades.
And so what did you do different today? You got out a different indicator or like an oscillator, or you subscribe to some guru's list or something? I mean, what gives?
Not at all.
What's up,
same
bro?
Same exact thing. Same exact thing. Day after day. Year after year.
You guys, when we come in here, dragging our shoulders because it took, or we had some days we have yellow days and red days. They're not, every day's not green. But we only have 2 hours to work with. If we had the entire trading day, then we would, I'm sure, have a higher percentage of green days. But maybe they probably still wouldn't all be green, because that's the way the markets work. So, Michael, I know you need to get ready. You got to get over to the makeup trailer.
Yeah.
And I will. I'll be in the back of the room, but I'll be quiet. I'm not planning to present. If you have a question or something for me, I'll be happy to answer it. But otherwise, I'm going to be sort of oblivious. So.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Because that's your thing, your Tuesday thing, and you've got your rhythm and your, you know how you want to move through things. The last thing I want to do is keep interrupting you with, and don't forget, and blah blah blah. And, yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. I appreciate that.
I'll have my wife gag me. Okay. All right. All right, buddy. I'll see you
I'll see you in a little while.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, guys. S&P 500 Emini Futures. Look at what we did today. These are last week's weekly trading zones. Okay. Overnight, we came up. We hit 77, 78. Pulled back. We hit it again. And I was giving commentary in the live training room, and we were talking about this I was talking about this 30-minute candle. You guys were looking at Michael's charts, but I said if this candle closes below the zone, then there is a high probability, if we take out 2372, that we will go down to 67.68. Not only did we go down to 67.68, we dropped to this zone, and we dropped to this zone. So from 78 to 48, roughly, it's about a 29-point drop. That's the biggest one-day move we've had in the S&P, I think, in quite some time. I don't know exactly how long. I'll open my question box in case somebody happens to type in the answer. Okay. Where do we want to go from here? A couple things. Oh, Michael mentioned the big run-up in gold today. So let's take a peek at this. That was a nice little runner. Now, last night when we sent out the alerts to our Concierge Trade Alerts subscribers, and by the way, you can take that trial for $1. One dead president, George Washington. And now, of course, my phone's going off, and you can't find it. So whoever's trying to text me, text me again, and maybe I'll be able to find my phone. Yeah, it's definitely MIA. All right, well, we won't worry about it. How about that? Because we're short on time today. All right, last night was the 20th. So let's go to view email. if it will be so kind as to allow me to do that. Come on now. You email. All right, on gold, we're looking to buy. Guess who needs a reboot? Yep. Oh, I got my Fire Stick with the Kodi software. I got it working, and I mean working. And everything you've heard, it's actually true. So, we were looking to buy 1236 last night on gold. The alerts went out at 8:55 p.m. Eastern. So that would be 2100 hours, which would be right about there. Right there. $2,100. Okay. First, we were looking to sell, if we had the opportunity, 1232. You know, somebody did text me again. It's very odd. All right. Okay, I'm done looking for it. I'm sure it's not the. Hopefully, it's not the end of the world. I'd hate to miss that. So we're looking to sell 1232, and we had the opportunity to do that. And if you sold 1232, the swing low. These are 30-minute candles. The swing low was 1227. So that was $500 per contract. $500 per contract available. Now, remember, we don't get out at the swing high or the swing low. Why? Because we either trade to a hard target, or if you've been around a while, you trail your stop, which means you're always going to leave a little something on the table, okay? And that's okay. Leave something for the next guy. It's good karma, okay? Don't fret over what you leave on the table. On the buy side of gold, we were looking to buy 1236, and we were given that opportunity. Right there, close enough. 1236, and the swing high. We won't have a chance, I don't think, to get through. If John comes on anyway, we won't have a chance to get through all of the alerts today, and we'll cover them tomorrow. 1236, the swing high was 1244.4, so that's $840 per contract available. $840 per contract available. Okay. Now, while we're on the topic of gold, we might as well take a little look over here. Our top stock pick of the year. Remember, I put it under your Christmas tree in December. It was trading between 4 and 5 cents. We properly disclosed it as being a speculative situation. Do not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. In hindsight, it makes us look very, very smart, but we're just an average bear. But we do have a history with the company, and if you want a copy of the 150-page research report that goes along with the company, send an email to gold@cfrn.net. I will send you that 150-page research report, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can answer for you. And I will direct you to a web page that has all the proper disclosures. I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not a financial planner. I have a driver's license, but that's the only license. I don't even have a fishing license. Okay, just not a man's man, I guess. But I do have a driving license. So if you need me to pick you up, if you had too much to drink, call me. I'll come get you. All right. Okay. So we hit 17 cents. We traded over 400,000 shares yesterday. We traded 344,000 today. The 52-week range, 18.5. So we're slightly off that at 17. So we're up about 7% on the day. Now, a question that I always ask myself when I am confronted with situations such as this is it easier for a stock, any stock, it doesn't have to be a gold stock, it can be a tech stock, it can be auto parts, it can be pharmaceuticals. Is it easier for a stock to go from 10 cents to $1 or $10 to $100? Because see, if you have $10,000 to invest or $10 million to invest, the percentage of return is the same, percentage based. You follow me? So think about that. That doesn't mean this is not a solicitation to buy or sell any security, not shares in this company. Nothing we do is a solicitation to buy or sell. We are, again, not licensed brokers. We have a radio show. We have an opinion. And we have a training company, along with our radio station. We have a training company that teaches people how to trade Emini Futures. But I wanted to give you something for Christmas, and I couldn't think of anything better than my own personal top pick for 2017. So if you want that research report, gold@cfrn.net, and I will send it out to you today. I'm going to be busy up through the end of the webinar with Michael, so if you send the email, I'll make sure you get the report today. Okay? Alrighty then. Let's take a look at Trump's telling lawmakers if they step on this health care bill, they may be looking for work come election time. Strong words. I think he means it. If you vote against the health care bill, many of you will lose your seats in 2018. Now, he's proven that he has the ability to move the markets when he speaks about a particular company, up or down. And so, will his words influence the outcome of the midterm elections? I personally wouldn't bet against it. Not a betting man. I like being in high probability situations. And that's what our mentoring program is all about, is to teach you how to spot high probability opportunities. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't predict the future. But we can teach you how to take the odds out of the market's favor and put them in your favor. Does that mean you'll never get stopped out again? Far from it. However, what we'll teach you is how to not feel the sting. Oh, stop, where is thy sting? Okay? Because it's just part of, it's if you make donuts for a living, guess what? You're going to get flour on your apron. It comes with the territory. There's a company called WeWork, and they've raised $300 million from Japan's SoftBank and could rake in a total investment. Oh, I wonder if that was Bert trying to get a hold of me. Bert, I can't find my phone. Bert, if that's you and John calls in and you want to just patch him in, right while I'm talking, just interrupt me, go ahead, because my phone is MIA. All right, WeWork raised $300 million from Japan's SoftBank and could rake in a total investment of $3 billion in a massive funding round. Private investors currently value WeWork's business model at $17 billion, and the latest investment round is likely to propel WeWork's valuation even higher. What do they do? I have no idea. But you could Google it. WeWork. That's the name of the company. Apple, it could be an employment agency. Just taking a stab in the dark there. Apple is working on a pair of Google Glass-style smart glasses powered by your iPhone, according to Bloomberg. CEO Tim Cook has said that augmented reality, the technology used to project computer-generated imagery into our field of vision, is as big an idea as the smartphone itself. And we all have to admit, the smartphone, in particular the iPhone, it changed the world in which we live. Now, if you're still on the flip phone, or maybe you haven't even cut the cord, maybe you still have a rotary dial phone, there's a world out there that has changed, and I encourage you to buck up and get with the times, all right? Oh, let's see. Apple quietly took a look at secretive billion-dollar startup Magic Leap. I've heard that name. Magic Leap is working on a headset, and the company is widely seen as one of the leaders in the field of, guess what, augmented reality. You're going to be hearing that and AI, artificial intelligence, every day. It's going to be in the headlines from now until, people will be marrying holograms. You'll create the perfect woman, the perfect man, and I know that sounds a little far-fetched, but it doesn't sound as far-fetched today as it did 10 years ago, now does it? No. Twitter will make it easier for company. I don't know if my Twitter account got hacked, but my whole background, my logo, my microphone, everything. I went there yesterday to post a tweet, and it was gone. I've not had a chance to look into it and see what happened. I didn't do it, so if you get any kind of weird tweets from me, well, considering my sense of humor, you might have a hard time. But don't click any links. If I send you something that's got a link other than like the webinar that you know we're really having today at 1:15, that link's safe. But if anything else for right now, until I can figure out if I was hacked, then don't be clicking any links in any tweets. I just discovered it yesterday afternoon. And again, I don't know if it's a hack. An analyst downgraded Google after the YouTube advertiser boycott in the UK. Pivotal analyst Brian Weiser downgraded the stock from buy to a hold after many of the UK's biggest brands boycotted Google's advertising network over brand safety fears. Now this may have something to do with that fellow Cutie Pie, Duty Pie. I think it's Cutie Pie. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the audience knows. But he made some anti-Semitic comments. Now, this guy earns millions. He's become a multimillionaire. He makes multiple millions annually by going on YouTube and acting stupid. Uses a lot of profanity. Teenage kids love to watch Cutie Pie, or PewDiePie, that's it, PewDiePie. And I will not allow my kids to listen to it because the profanity is horrendous. And why people find him charming, I don't know. I find him very alarming. And Disney cut their contract with him. YouTube, they didn't give him the boot. They didn't knock him off the network, but they cut the big paycheck deal that they had going with him. So if your kids are spending a lot of times on YouTube, you better start peeking over their shoulder, because it's not all Trace Adkins and Adele. There's some pretty rough stuff, and this stuff called anime, A-N-I-M-E, is these Japanese characters. You can spot it immediately by the style of the art, by the drawings. Now, way back in the day, 1979, I lived in Japan. I used to watch grown businessmen, men of a certain age, who had one too many sakis at the karaoke bar. Karaoke was very popular there. And they would be staggering down the street on the way home, and they would stop at vending machines, and they would buy these anime comic books. It was like Hustler, but it was drawings, not pictures, like a comic book. It was one of the oddest things. I picked one up once that somebody had left on a train bench, and I thumbed through it, and I go, so this is what this is all about. And I never saw kids buying it. Okay, it was always older businessmen with their suit and their tie and their briefcase. And you could tell they'd worked a hard day. They were just trudging along, going to the train to get home. I think there's a bad spirit on that stuff. If your kids are into it, and if they're into that Pokemon, I'm not being a religious zealot here, but I think that stuff's bad. I don't think it's going to do anything good for your child. So, as a parent, you got to make your own call. But at least do some research, okay? Pokemon, anime, have a look. You know, make your own decision. Google's EMEA chief, Matt Britton, said the issue of brand ads appearing next to questionable and sometimes extremist content on YouTube is affecting pennies, not pounds. He promised an announcement about how the company plans to tackle the issue in the coming days. Okay, I made Bert an organizer. Maybe now he can put John through if he shows up. Okay. He's been working for several days getting new internet in. SoftBank is backing out of its deal. Now, we just talked about SoftBank and all the money they're giving, I think it was WeWork. SoftBank is backing out of its deal to provide $100 million in funding to a new hardware startup led by Andy Rubin, the man who started Android and sold it to Google. Wow, I wonder how much he got for Android. Rubin's startup, called Essential, is working on a high-end smartphone designed to compete with Apple's iPhone. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos piloted a 13-foot robot at his Mars 2017 robotics conference. Bezos tweeted a photo of himself in the Method 2 robot. He piloted a 13-foot robot. Now, does that mean he just stood inside and walked around? Or did this guy get airborne? This might deserve a picture. We got 12 minutes left. Let's see what's going on over here. Jeff, what are you up to? Okay, yeah, this is how he piloted it. He made it walk around and do stuff. Okay, fair enough. I can't do that with my Legos, so... He is, I think, one of the smartest guys out there. No, we disagree considerably on a lot of social issues and ethical issues, and, well, not ethical, but moral issues would be the proper term. But, hey, who am I to judge anybody? Nobody. That's who. The founders of AI, there it is again, artificial intelligence. The founders of AI DeepMind, that's the whole name of the company, are forming a network of investors to back technology startups across Europe. The group reportedly includes celebrity entrepreneurs from across the continent. So see, they're doing sort of what I'm doing. I just need celebrities to wear my fedora. I don't need them to cut me a check for $10 million. Which one do you think is going to be easier to get? A selfie wearing one of the... I haven't named the company yet. But sometimes I wear a fedora.com is coming to a web browser near you soon. It's not there yet, but It's coming. Okay. That was the 10 really important things that you needed to know today. Now, let's see if we can't scamper through some of the Concierge Trade Alerts. And we've already looked at gold. 500 on the downside available. 800 plus available on the upside. On the S&P 500, we were looking to sell 2367. This is the email that went out last night, 2367. And, well, it's actually right there. Now, some of you who've been around a while, you might go, well, wait a minute. You just gave us a sell order right on top of a weekly trading zone. These are last week's zones. Remember, I don't give this week's zones until Thursday to the general public, to civilians. So, 2367. But on Thursday, I reveal them to everybody. Partners get them Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Okay. We got from 67, we made it all the way down to 47. So that's 20 points at $50 per point. Equals, it's a 1K day for anybody who stood with that trade. Now, if you were using our indicator set, to determine when you had the entry, if you wanted to know where to exit, any weekly trading zone is always, a good place to take profits. But let's just throw the indicator set up. Now, this is the exact same indicator set that Michael uses in the live training room every day. Yes, he uses it on a range chart. I'm using it on a 30-minute chart. You can use it on an hourly chart, a daily chart, a weekly chart. It doesn't matter. It does the same job on all markets. Time frames, volume charts, tick charts, you name it. Okay. Now, we have a rule of thumb that says anytime you make $1,000 per contract in one day in one instrument, you take the money and put the mouse away. Take your pay, put the mouse away. Okay. Now, what would have to happen in order for the indicators to give you an exit the trade signal? We would need to see the step line, which is this black line, cross over the CFMA1, and then we would need to see a green candle close above the MA1 and above the step line. Okay? So you're trailing at a pretty good distance here. You've got, at 67. I mean, your stop is, until it happens, you don't know where your exit is going to be. Your hard stop, you always know where that's going to be. But as for your target, if you're trailing to a hard target, you probably already hit it. If you use the rule of thumb, you're out of the trade. If you're still in the trade, since it's been so generous, we know that markets, they don't go to the sky. The rubber band only stretches so far. At some point, this thing is going to revert to the mean, which means price is going to go back to the BBC. Doesn't mean that the trend down day is over. It could simply be a retracement. That's what keeps a trend going. See, a market just can't keep falling forever. Eventually, it's got to retrace, get a little rest. And as we all know, it typically will come right back to the BBC and then potentially put in another leg. So you might grind through all of that stuff and end up still getting out. So if you made if you made 500, if you just, you know, whatever you took out of the trade, smile. It's a beautiful day. Okay, time 9:55. We got 5 minutes left. Okay, let's see what happened on the Dow. Whoa! Look at that baby. All right. The Dow. Sell 208.50. Okay. Now, if you go out to emini.cfrn.net, and if you scroll back a few months, you'll find that days like this were literally a dime a dozen. Happen all the time. No big deal. Of late, it's been a bit of a different tune, I must say. 208.50. Okay. Swing low so far. And if I laid the indicator set on it, you would still be in the trade based on the indicators. You know, just this swing low right here. It's 206.58. So 850. Wow. They hide my pen too. Huh. Alright, somebody's having fun at my expense. That's expensive. Alright, so 850. What did I say? $6.58. That's 172 points. That's what the market made available. That doesn't mean you made 172 points. What's the difference, you say? Well, the difference is how tightly, once you got down this far, how tightly were you trailing your stop? Now, whereas the S&P pays $50 per point, the Dow only pays 5. Okay. In Q, boy, the markets were so kind today. I just love it when that happens. It's been far too long. Now I remember why I got into this business. In Q, sell 54.10. Okay. Now I'll either do a video later and I'll put it on the blog emini.cfrn.net. And a low 53.66 and a quarter, so let's be conservative and round it up to 53.67. 53.67. And we were looking to sell 54.10. Now the NASDAQ put in a new all-time high today. So that's 43 points at $20 per point. That's what the market made available. 43 times $20 per point. Now, the S&P, the Dow, the Russell, and the NASDAQ, the margin required to trade one contract is $500. So this paid 43 times $20 per point per contract. So your mind's doing some fast math. Wow, with $5,000 I could trade 10 contracts. Yes, you could, but you also need a cushion for drawdowns and stop outs and good sense and all of that. And additionally, if you just jump in there and start trading 10 contracts, it's not going to end well. In our mentoring program, and Mike will go over this in the webinar, so I hope you can be there, we start you out slow with trading wheels. We put you in the simulator. We want you to give us 10 consecutive days in a row where you make $100 per contract in 10 trades or less. 10 days in a row. Nobody can get lucky 10 days in a row. It's just not possible. So at the end of 10 days, you've proven to yourself and to us, but most important, you've proven to yourself that you finally found a trade strategy, a trade setup that you understand, that you can execute. It doesn't cause you to be fearful. It puts you in a carefree state of mind, and the evidence is right before you. Now the transition comes to going live. That brings its own hiccups with it, but we'll deal with those when they come. Now, we want you to go live with only one contract, and we want you to increase your account balance by $2,000 before you add another contract. Wow, really? Really? Then we go on a calendar-based method. And you'll watch the calendar, and the calendar will tell you, based on our 24/20 blueprint, when it's time to add the third contract, and the fourth contract, and the fifth. The 24/20 blueprint itself is designed to help you go from 1 to 20 contracts over a period of 24 months. There's no guarantee that you'll go to 24 contracts or 20 contracts in 24 months. But it's a blueprint of how, if you ask yourself, well, what would that look like? Well, we draw a picture and show you exactly what that would look like. Now, it is possible to be at 4 contracts following all the rules within your first 6 months. It's possible. Okay? So that's a $400 a day gross. That's a $2,000 a week gross before your commissions. Okay? Now remember, the blueprint is based on you being able to make your $100 per contract in 10 trades or less. If you're not able to reach the daily goal in 10 trades or less, then we need to go back into the simulator, and that's no walk of shame. It's a smart business decision. We go back into the simulator, we do some training, you regain your confidence, and then guess what? Bang. You go live again, you pick up right where you left off, and you have access to unlimited one-on-one mentoring as often as you need it. Okay? All right, we got to wrap this up. I've ran over. We got to close the room. I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now, be sure and come to the webinar. If you don't know the webinar address, I don't have time to give it to you. Email support@cfrn.net. Webinar, please, and I'll email you the link. All right, and we plan to start as quickly as I can get off of here. It will be 1:15 Eastern, and the webinar will start immediately. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, Call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.
This podcast is brought to you by System Runner. To test drive a breakthrough in automated Forex trading and to open a demo account today, visit www.systemrunner.com.
Hello and welcome to the Mind of... The author Jeffrey Gitomer